Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, Friday the 13th of March 2015, Friday the 13th, what a date. For those who are superstitious or not, still things can be affected. This is our 11th recapitulation of the shipping indexes and the markets and geopolitics affecting same. We have numerous times over the last 3.5 years explained to you the issues of the markets and how we shouldn't listen to all those sirens and the gurus that for all these years they have at the end of the day failed to predict the safe investment and created tatters in the market, a big turmoil. The BDI closed up 2 points yesterday at 562, which is minus 1 point since last week, 563 points. Buoyancy. What you can call this? We're still in very, very low levels, particularly when we are below the 1,000 point mark as a first step, 2,000 point marks as a second step. We need to see a market close to 3,000 points. Are we going to see this market? I really wonder. The BCI, the most volatile of all indexes, the big side of ships, was down 16 points at 378 points, which is also 92 points down since last week's 470. Panamaxes, just 1 point down at 585, which on the other hand are 2 points down since last week's 587 points. Again, that's a sign that despite the crisis is promising, it has lost a lot, and more or less it corresponds to the main index figures. The BSI was up 10 points at 606, which is overall another 40 points since last week's 566 points. The BHSI was up 4 points at 368, which again was an overall of 16 points since last week's 352 points. So the dries are overall in a downwards trend. Very, very low. Mixed feelings for the wets. Big issues here. VLCCs issues, pipelines, oil prices, geopolitics, you name it. Down 2 points, the Baltic Dirty Dry Index at 816, which is an overall of 35 points since last week's 851 points. Better news for the chemicals, for the cleans. They were up 30 points and up also 17 points since last week's 693, it closed at 710. The price of oil remains in very low levels. Now, how the sanctions will affect and what will happen at the end of the day with the redrawing of the energy map, we have to see a lot of things happening, and this is crucial for all intents and purposes, particularly in the ordering or buying of second-hand of tankers. Geopolitics, very quickly, fast if I may. So, it is important. We have the big issue of Ukraine. It looked a bit quieter this week. We are waiting for a full-term peace. Europe. A Europe led by Germany, for the fourth time, it might make it a very big mess. So I guess our fellow European citizens, the Germans, come down to their senses before they come first down to their knees. Okay? To be the hegemonic power of Europe, if you like it, as the Germans feel, and the figures say they are, is one thing. But creating a turmoil, it opens your own grave to fall in. Greece, again, as we said, it is a matter who were appointed for politicians to run the country for the last 40 years, particularly after democracy was restored in 1974. Everybody was playing the 7-year military regime, and now, who is to blame? So, we must understand one thing. Those who wanted Greece to become the focal point, they will become the focal point and they will collapse. The Greek public, we clear this out, owes nothing at all. It is the Greek politicians that have created with two major parties ranging from 40 to 45% on an average, create a clientele state supported by the foreign factor in particular the European Union and Germany in particular. This is not to accuse the Germans, they're doing their job, obviously, but look what is going on. And you never know what will be the asymmetrical response of the Greeks, that throughout their history they have managed to surprise the world. So be sure you understand the Greeks and don't strangulate them. I am not saying that there will be a domino effect on other nations in Europe. We know all along what is going on. We just want the Germans to restrain. Okay? Russia should also restrain from its own reversal expansionism. And the US, the leaders of this planet, should make things more peaceful. Otherwise, the 60s and the 70s, they should both go to the bin. ISIS, we have insisted in smashing ISIS here and now. And in particular from our last week's report, when they started demolishing our world's heritage in the areas that they are passing by, whether advancing or retreating. And this is important. The world economy in a very big problem. China, we'll wait to see what is going on. And by the way, if China has interest in Europe, and in particular in Greece, why the Chinese do not enter the Athens Stock Exchange? This is a good chance for them, isn't it? That will show support not to the current regime of the coalition of Syriza and Anel, but it will show the trust to the Greek factor who have offered them the creation of a hub port in Europe's front gate, let's call it. So, we will wait tomorrow to see what will happen at the London School of Economics in Reload, what's going to happen there. Interesting discussions will take place. We're pleased to see Angie Redhead being at the IMO's special event last night, the #1 woman, the personality of the year 2014, for her excellent response and tackling all issues at Liverpool Cruise Terminal. A great success for women. It was a great evening there, and we would like, with this note, to thank you all for listening to us and logging on us. This is John Faraclas from allaboutShopping.co.uk. Even our dog is really endorsing what we say, and this is the appreciation of Young Mouse. Over and out.